Welcome to the Burning Pallets Podcast, sponsored by Texsource. Here's your host, Brian Boland.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Day 2 at the Long Beach show with the Burning Pallets and M&R booth. We are here with Andrew with PMI.
Yeah.
Also, Mike Hoey as well. Always in the group. But a good friend of ours at Texsource. Everybody, customers, all vendors. I mean, everybody knows PMI Tape. So not only friends to us, but friends to all the other vendors as well. So, but appreciate you coming on the podcast, talking with us today, just BSing, talking about stuff. But
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So last night, lots of vendor parties.
Yeah.
I can see the bags under people's eyes. You look pretty good this morning.
We were pretty tame.
You were
tame?
tame?
Went out to La Opera, the Italian restaurant. Yeah, it was really good.
it was
Chicken Parmesan.
okay.
Recommended.
I saw that walking through.
I don't know.
Kingfish.
You said it was really good, but your voice raised up. It's almost like
good, yeah.
No, that's a lie, dude. That's a lie. So what are your plans? Are you going to do any of this?
What do you mean, any of this?
No, I mean, are you going to go out tonight?
Yeah. Like I say, there's that Eve 6 concert. We'll go to that.
Who's that?
He doesn't know Eve 6.
Yeah.
It is.
I honestly don't know either. It's just something.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
like a 90s.
Ryan Moore.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
And
is that a thing?
That's their band.
So is he? Are they chart toppers? Ryan Moore and the Eve 6.
Wait, Eve 6 is really Ryan's?
No. I think Eve 6 is a different band, but then Ryan's band is opening for Eve 6.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sad.
All right,
Yeah, Eve 6 was big.
Oh, it is?
90s. Yeah, or late 90s.
I couldn't name a song right now, but maybe I'll recognize something.
Yeah, well, we'll have to look at the interwebs and see what one-hit wonder Eve 6 was.
I thought it was the other way around.
No shade, man. If you guys are still 30 years later, if you're still headlining and you have Ryan Moore opening up for you, you must be doing something right. That's what I'm going to say.
Anyways.
Yeah. What'd you guys do last night?
I went to the Aviant dinner that they had.
Nice.
So.
Where was that?
Gladstone,
Okay.
I think is what the name of it is.
Yeah, and I was the sober guy last night. So we had a safe. Everyone could feel safe, and
even though we never
tell the stories.
No, so explore the space. What they don't know is I carried my backpack. I was secretly recording, and that'll come in the form of blackmail later.
Yeah.
No, they know me. But it was great. The beef was a little tough, but the chicken was spot on. So it was hard to get that protein down. And did you eat some of that beef?
I did not.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't care about that.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're way in the weeds now.
Yeah, you're in the weeds.
It's all right. It's all good, right?
But anyway, Andrew and I grew up in this industry, coming to the trade shows when I was 12, 13, 14.
Yep.
What about you? I mean, you're the same way, right?
Same. I remember coming here when I was 15, and I look young naturally.
Yeah.
So when I was 15, I looked like I was 8.
Yeah,
And,
I can see that.
I remember, I think
you're older than me.
32.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. I'm 35.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah. Well, I remember coming here when I was 15, and I think you had to be 16 or 18 to get in because they don't want kids walking around.
Yeah.
And there was this old lady sitting on the stool, as people are just flowing in, and she's like, stop.
They're strict.
She was like, wait. Now, how old are you? And I kind of panicked because, I had to work the show.
Yeah.
And I was like,
did you raise your voice like, I'm 16? No, that's a lie.
She was probably 80. I looked at her and was like, well, how old are you? Yeah. And she kind of went like that, and I just kept going. And that was it.
Nice.
So that's the only time I got carded here.
Nice.
But that doesn't happen anymore.
Well, there was dogs here yesterday, so they don't let kids, but dogs just free to roam around and, lift a leg up on, we could train a dog to lift a leg up on the competition. Lift a leg up on the competition.
A leg up on the competition.
Yes. Next show, let's bring a dog.
Bring the dogs, okay.
We'll bring your dogs.
But yeah, so we both grew up in this industry. Both, coming to trade shows 12, 13. I would come in here at 13, 14, I think. But run around the booths, help out, talk to customers. You did the same thing. So we both have grown up here, basically.
Yeah, I remember doing open houses with you guys when I was probably 18, So, we go way back.
We haven't done open house in so long. It's because of the COVID. I mean, we just, Carolina Made, who's a t-shirt vendor in North Carolina, they have a really good open house and trade show. Anyways, we both started 13, 14 in the industry, playing around. Fast forward to now, I mean, I don't know where I was going to go with that. I was way off.
Did you always know that you wanted to do this growing up?
I did not.
Okay. What was your plan A?
I kind of wanted to had an idea to be a veterinarian, but that was I
would have never guessed that, honestly.
And then that didn't last long. But I mean, pretty much staying in this. I mean, it's what I needed to do. So But so what did you start in PMI? Like for me, I started in the warehouse, pail and ink, all the dirty work. You got to start somewhere and learn and move up. So where did you start with?
Same way.
Yeah.
Started in the warehouse. Doing, pulling orders and
pulling orders,
cleaning, and
I would have a little, the old Razor scooters, with the little handles. I would run around the warehouse with the Razor scooter.
Yeah,
I would put the boxes of emulsion on the back of it, and then I would speed around the aisles, and I would skid the Razor scooter and throw all the emulsion boxes close to the shipping area. So I was a little kid running around the warehouse with the Razor scooter, pulling orders, pelling ink, cleaning. It was all kinds of stuff.
The dynamics of some of the guys that have been at Texsource for a long time, like Ronnie,
Robin,
and Dwayne. They've literally saw this guy as a kid, and now,
and I'm sure you've had the same people at your shop that seen you.
No, we've got guys that are there coming up on 20 years. And
you ever get a chewing out from those old guys? I remember when you were like, you peed your pants when you were 7 years old and went crying to your mama.
Yet, but our UPS guy has been there the whole time. And now I've got a 4-year-old that'll come in every now and then, and he's got a little Power Wheels forklift.
I've seen those.
A forklift.
I've seen those. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it can lift up a case of tape. So he'll go around and deliver cases to people.
Dude, that's perfect social media stuff.
I know.
We're just we're not breaking any laws, folks. You know?
Free labor.
And then you yell at him and stuff.
Well, it's
what's this letter from this union rep I got,
But that UPS guy.
I've seen that little forklift. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But
that's awesome. I've never seen that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But talking about UPS guys, I would help. At the end of the day, your shipping UPS guy comes and you throw the boxes, or he would load the boxes themselves. I would be the guy throwing the boxes to him.
Yeah.
So I would launch these boxes as hard as I could. I'm a small guy then, but I would launch these gallon boxes, 5-gallon boxes. And he was older. He would laugh about it because he's just like, here's this young kid helping out, running around. And we had the same UPS guy for 2 or 3 years. He was older. He's in the good money for UPS. The back in the day, those guys make good money.
Yeah.
They forced him out to retire anyways. But UPS guy.
Yeah. So he told me the other day, he saw my son running around, and he was like, Andrew, I remember when you were his age running around.
Yep.
Which is just crazy that UPS guy, Bill, has been there that long.
So you started in a warehouse, you moved different areas, kind of say with me, warehouse, you started in different areas, you learn different traits, different accounting.
Sales, cold calling. Yeah.
All of it,
Yep.
And by the time you realize it, you're there 15, 20 years. It's kind of like a Mr. Miyagi moment.
Yeah.
Like you've been working for 20 years and you didn't know, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Miyagi, you like, oh, I know what all's going on now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, is it fair to ask you, have you printed a T-shirt in your life, or have you just been
pulled a squeegee at open houses and trade shows, but I've never set up a job from start to finish.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Ryan would give you a steep discount if you want to come to one of the classes.
I don't think he wants to. He's had plenty of times in this entire. Yeah. I think he wants to stick to the easy side of it.
No, once again, I think that I don't know what your social media game is, but seeing you using it and using the PMI product. This is split tape, people. We
off topic. PMI tape.
Yeah, and can I ask you, is the world's largest roll of tape here in LA?
It is here. It is confirmed. It's 10 feet tall.
I'm telling you, this is a sight to behold. It was almost ridiculous. Here's what it reminded me of, straight up. you ever seen that giant wiener mobile?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is ridiculous. You know, it's 40-foot wiener. When I saw this roll of tape, these two guys like sitting underneath it, like, hi. I was like, holy shit. I mean, that had to cost a fortune. I mean, that's a one of a kind.
It's also the most expensive roll of tape. They put a lot of work into it. They worked with the design.
The model of it is perfection.
Yeah. Thanks.
So that's always like cool to see. It's iconic now.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's not a real roll of tape. Surprise.
I found
it's
that
an erector set in the inside.
I found that out the hard way after the show last night. I went over there and
started pulling on it.
Yeah, so if it's moved a little, that was me.
Yeah.
So during COVID, I know you guys nobody really grew during COVID. Some people did, but you guys pivoted during COVID and started making those automated machines. Or is that when you started, or was it before COVID?
No, that was my COVID project. We
automated. So they went from you haven't seen their Instagram, and it's all over their Instagram. Their automated system.
Okay,
but it's a pretty cool system that you guys pivoted to.
Yeah, I've been banned from Instagram.
But go ahead. I mean,
So. Throughout COVID, it kind of slowed down. And I always had this idea in my mind to automate our packing. Because before that, when the guys would run the tape, they would take the rolls, put a separator ring on, stack the next roll, separator ring, and then a bag over
that
it.
little film.
Exactly. So we did some time studies to figure out what would it look like if we could take the packing off of their plate. And they could run about 30% more tape by not having to pack their own tape. So
you automated the process, but you were able to move those employees to help PMI output more product. Exactly,
30% more. And it came at a perfect time because we were slow during COVID. So we set up all these robots. It's 4 robotic arms. So basically we got a conveyor system that runs around the whole place.
Wow.
The guys put their rolls on a conveyor belt. It separates it out by each product. And then it goes to one robot that takes them, puts them in a 6-pack formation on an automatic L-bar sealer. It forms the 6-pack, goes through a heat tunnel, goes to another arm that queues up all the 6-packs.
Because you got to have that plastic wrapping around the 6-pack.
Yeah, exactly, to hold them all together.
Yep.
And then there's another arm that takes the boxes, and when one stack is tall enough to fill a case, that arm will tell the other one, grab a box from lane 3, and then that one grabs a box from lane 3, forms it, it fills the box, goes through a carton sealer, and then there's another robotic arm that hears this box goes to lane 3, so it puts it on pallet number 3.
That's nuts.
So, but I mean, it timed out great because, COVID was slow, and then after COVID, there was a bit of a boom. And I mean, we had our 30% capacity there, which still wasn't enough to keep up. No. So we had to get more equipment.
I remember we were probably 2 weeks out sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's behind. But.
I mean, I think you were wise to do this during this time.
But how did you?
I mean, you used that as an opportunity.
Yeah.
But how did you know? I mean, I don't know. Did you just come up with this robotic arm and or you had to outsource all the stuff, right? Or did you guys know what you needed to do to build this track system with arms and everything?
We drew it up in CAD and we bought the robotic arms. We didn't build those. Those are universal robots.
Off of Amazon or something?
No, get a load of this. There's a robotic arm dealer right down the road from us.
Okay.
And they have a showroom. And they had all these arms in there that were like the 2020 model. And just like a car dealer, they wanted to get rid of those and get in the 2021 models. So we got all these demo robots for half price.
Did they have names?
They do, yeah.
Okay, honestly,
one of them, the palletizing robot, we got from a company that, so that one wasn't from the dealer. We got it from a company that used it once at a trade show just to serve beer. And that was it.
Awesome.
They paid $60,000 for this robot. Wow. And had it set up just to pour beers, and then they sold it.
Is that the one
we bought it.
Is that the one that killed a guy? Serving beer, grabbed him.
His past, we don't really get into that. His name's Bud, because he serves beer.
Okay, I knew you named these things, right?
The one that forms the cases, his name's Casey.
Casey, there you go.
Yeah, so that's fun.
I love this.
I mean, that's the thing, right? You name the robots.
Yeah, they're good. They're friends.
Yeah.
Can I not to interrupt this great conversation, but can I talk about how I use the products or what products I use?
Absolutely.
Like when I'm just setting up printing a screen. So I'm using the split tape on the inside in the perimeter. Obviously, the blue side goes up on the side of the frame, so it doesn't leave residue. On the bottom side, I'm taping up my registration marks, always with the quick rip. For right-handers is the 3-inch model, and for lefties, where you rip like this, the 2-inch. As I learned from you, now I'm going to find some of that. But then the just the white stuff. I use that to tape over when we're trying to save, and do 2 inches on one screen. A lot of times I'll use that white for that, or just I have that laying around for any repairs. But the majority is probably just the straight quick rip
then
tape.
the split tape. But you're using it how it's all meant to be used.
And I never learned that. It just made sense to me because if you use the quick rip, which is clear, I tape off all my registration marks except for the base plate. Because I don't want to print registration marks. Only I want to be able to see them through the screen, and that's why that clear. Now, if I ran out of split tape for the top, then I'm using the quick rip on the top because it works too.
Works too.
Then you're like, oh, crap, I'm using up all my clear. But and we, I try to teach people like the long-term benefits of not having a gummed up scenario in your reclaim process. Because so many people will use cheap tape, they'll use twice as much. I see everybody using the painter's tape, which is not cheap, but then they'll do 2 or 3 stripes. And I think I told you that my company wanted me to find a cheaper tape, and I didn't want to. I knew what good tape meant to the back end process, and so I did a time study and I proved it to them. And this money miser, penny pinching corporate thing, they bought my bullshit, and they let us keep the PMI tape. And I might have fudged the numbers a little to make it look even so much better, but I'm like, this other stuff.
If you're into saving money, split tape truly is the cheapest way to go. I mean, you spend a lot on the front end compared to a packing tape, but when you look at the overall cost, it's shocking how much you can save by switching to split tape.
It's the labor.
It's all in the labor, cleaning chemicals, that mess.
And if everybody else and all the other vendors are using the split tape, I know it's free to them, but they're selling it. Everybody should be using the PMI split tape and not the masking tape. It's just a pain.
What I tell people too is look, when I worked at Adidas for 10 years, we were using split tape. So when you look at your peers in the industry, or you're looking up to the big boys, look in their shops. Those guys are using
they've
split
done the time
tape,
studies.
and there's a reason for that. Like I said, because it's one of those things. If you use the cheap tape, or somebody uses masking tape, and then you set the screen off to the side, and you're like, a month later, let me tear the screen down. It just leaves this gummy goo, and then when you're trying to reclaim and do all of that, so in essence. It was even for my little garage shop on the side. I'm like, I'm using the PMI stuff because I don't want to deal with that.
Thank you.
I
appreciate it.
It's definitely, we have a party foul over there. I heard a phone. I forgot to set your phasers to stun. I usually say that at the beginning.
So also there's the new thing out there that is it's a really thick pallet tape. You brought some in just to see it and sample it. I can't remember the name of it.
The print grip.
Print grip. I mean, what's the deal with that?
I love the idea.
Yes.
I love that they're promoting not using glue. To me, they're getting that message across, which I love. The main difference with
spray
spray adhesive or a water-based adhesive. The main difference with that one's more of a permanent, long-lasting tape. Our dual tech pallet tape is more of a consumable, but it still lasts for several thousand shirts before you need to pull it off and replace it. So it's theirs is different for sure, and I love what they're doing by trying to switch people from spray adhesives and glues and kind of getting that message across. So
that's the square.
Yeah, well, we got a package.
Yes, that was a square pallet tape that I brought in there.
You got late night one time, at midnight.
It was like a Friday night. It came across. I was like, let me just buy it, $30. Let me just we can see it.
Ryan orders stuff late at night.
We haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, well, we were too busy getting up for the show, and I have to be honest with you. I have never ever in 30 some years used I always used pallet tape. Big fan of pallet tape, but I've never used the two-sided.
Yep.
And
Same.
here's what I believe is because, and we're going to have screen printing Matt. He's a big advocate of it. He's one of our affiliates and friends, one of my friends. And he's like, yeah, I never spray ever, right? And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool that you got it to work for you. But I think it's got to be one of those things where you have to act like you don't have the spray tack. And then if you learn to use it, and then you're all happy that you're not spraying gum all over your machine. So I get it. But I'm lazy, man. Because I like spraying a mist for fine things like polyester, and then the web for fleece.
And that's the hard part about any double-sided pallet tape. If you're going from hoodies to thin cotton T-shirts, you need different tack levels for that. So I mean that is the challenging part. But a lot of shops just run a ton of cotton T-shirts.
Yeah.
And it works great for that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have that mixture of garments, you have that one garment, then I can see a dual tack pallet tape or something working for you.
And
but
I mean, that's not to say it doesn't work with a mix, but it's killer for people that do long runs of a lot of the same garment.
Yeah, and you can bring it back to life. So it's like something, this is dead, and then you're like, I'm going to bring
Jesus Christ.
What was this, the Walmart chair? Dude, if you ever make us Walmart chair in the morning at Texsource, I'm just going to give you my 2 weeks right now. I mean
whatever. I mean,
oh my God! Oh, you guys probably didn't hear that, but it was like the most annoying.
It's a little cringing, but whatever.
Cult-like.
Back to the back to the pallet tape. I hate dual tack, and I'm not whatever. But I'm just not a fan. When I print, I do not want to use dual tack. Print grip, I don't want to use it. I just want to spray the adhesives or use a water-based adhesive.
Yeah, it's a change in process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the people I could see too, like if you were in a small enclosed area, you're going to try to limit the amount of spray chemical. If you're in a big open shop, big difference. But the guy starting out or had that smaller shop, because there's stuff like screen opener that I absolutely cannot stand. I will run. I used to hide it from my employees. I hide it down in our little thing because I don't want somebody just accidentally spraying that. Because it's
probably plays onto my sustainability type of mindset. I should be better with that.
Yeah.
So I guess dual tack pallet tape or that print grip or whatever it is, water-based pallet adhesive is a little more sustainable. So you're not spraying
the aerosol everywhere.
And harmful. But I'm just the non-sustainable guy.
Yeah, I'm just not disciplined enough to do it. But I do know the guys that do use it, they swear by it. They're like, I never.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good for you, man. You figured that out because you got to figure out, like, when's it time to add water and rough this thing up again, or when's it time? Because it's screen printers. When I put pallet tape on, it's almost like a challenge. How many jobs can I print on this before I have to peel it off? And then it's a whole process. You peel it and you roll it and you get this long stick and then you hit people with it. Or you end up with this big, but pallet tape's a no-brainer. There's some people still spraying on their virgin rubber.
Why would you do that?
I mean, I did back in the 80s because they didn't have it, right? And then you're putting like mineral spirits and using a scraper.
I don't get that.
And Gooby Gone, all that stuff. So if you're not using pallet tape, just quit the business now. You're not getting
losing.
it. Yeah, you're never going to be there. I'm sorry.
So any future plans for PMI? Anything coming up? Or new?
So we do have something new that we're just launching at the show. It's called Case for Kids. So it's a nonprofit that we set up. And how it works, when you buy a case of PMI brand tape, and Texsource and PMI, it's a co-brand, so it'd be set up on this one. So it's we put a label on every box of PMI brand tape. And how it works, when you buy a case of tape, we give supplies to kids in need. So it's called Case for Kids. And with every case of tape, screen printers can scan a QR code on that label, and then they can enter a unique case ID and select where we make a donation on their behalf.
Oh, okay.
So there's no personal information or payment on their end. They just select where we're making the donation. So there's different categories.
At first, I thought you were giving underprivileged kids tape.
Screen printing tape.
And I was just like, okay, so that's a thing now. Okay.
No. So what we are giving, like the first three categories that we're starting with, it's 15 meals to a child in Kenya, an outfit for a child in need, or a toy for a child in a children's hospital. And it's cool because
which one hit you the hardest?
yeah.
I think the toy with the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know why that struck me, but like it seems more tangible, you know.
So
like I could picture the kid.
Well, again, I would rather
Yeah.
help U.S. versus
I gotcha. Yeah.
outside.
So how it works, it's a big deal for us because with every single case, we'll be sending a toy to a child in a children's hospital.
Yeah. Like I said, every case got the QR code. Even I guess I could scan it at the Texsource building, or
it's designed to save for the screen printers.
For the end user.
But if someone does scan it twice, I'll send you some to test for sure and do. But you can scan it twice, but then it tells you a selection's already been made. Feel free to modify it. But the cool part is when you do make your selection, the next page it'll show you a live update of how many selections have been made for each category.
That's a lot of. I don't know if that's a lot of work on the back end. How you guys put that together?
Yeah, it's a little program, but nothing too crazy. But it'll be cool. I'm really excited because it's going to be thousands in each category.
You're going to have a.
It's a big deal for us.
Is that going to last for a long time? I mean, that's a lot.
We're going to do it throughout select periods. So this one, anything that we ship from February to April, we'll have it. And then we'll probably do it again towards the end of the year for Christmas-based categories.
What's the chance, and you guys might have already, before I came on the Texsource, what's the chance that at some point we can get like some Texsource special edition, the Texsource green version of the PMI tape? Is that a thing?
I think we talked about it, but I don't think there was any.
Is it a certain volume? Because we're growing like a weed right now.
Yeah, no, we can set that up for sure. Yeah, and it's. Currently we've got it branded with the logo.
But I think that Texsource. I think that the green you're talking about was kind of that color already. It's like a bluish green.
Well, the Texsource green is kind of that blue green.
We can do that. I'd love to.
Or we could have the Burning Pallets edition of the PMI tape, right? Like at the end of the show, we'll just like throw rolls out to people. The fake people that aren't there in the audience, right?
Yeah.
But I like that kind of that personalized. It's a clever way to market. That we're partners. So
that's pretty good.
Tell us how big we got to get because the Texsource, we're swallowing the United States one little state and territory at a time. We're all trying to help Ryan build a monster here, Robert and Ryan. We support all that. So when we get big enough, then we'll get our own PMI tape.
Yeah, it says Texsource on it.
Oh, it does.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, so it's the color.
That's
true.
It's just the color that would change, and we can do that.
Yeah. So is that just telling the guy when he's rolling up, like, hey, add a little, add a little.
We have the whole sample boxes that say Texsource across the top.
I know. I do. I guess it was the blue.
Just the color.
Yeah, the color. If we had our special edition.
Yeah, sure. We can do it.
Color. That would be cool. Yeah.
But that's cool to know that that's what you guys have coming up and and donating and helping kids
and involving the customers by letting them kind of choose where it goes, and
that's what makes it more exciting for me.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yep.
Have you noticed since we've been in California, that the sustainability comes up every podcast, and everybody seems a little more, on the warm and fuzzy, responsible side of like take care of Mother Earth. We're like, if we were on the East Coast, we were like, screw it, we just throw that stuff in the trash, burn it. We burn it out back. We're burning tires out there. And here we're all like, yes, we're very aware. We know the animal that we ate at the restaurant, that was Ken, the goat, and he was raised very gingerly.
No cage.
No cage. He roamed around. And don't let me get out of here. I have a question.
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
You want to do this? Okay.
It's a weird question.
Okay.
But he's not in the screen printing. Just to answer it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't. I should have got one that was tape specific. But so Andrew, this is the $100 question, or whatever we want to call it. What philosophical insights can be gained from the balance between creativity and precision required in the screen printing process? I will repeat the question.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
And maybe I'll
one.
get it out in one thing because it's hard to soak in this early in the morning. What philosophical insights can be gained from the balance between creativity and precision required in the screen printing process?
And this, I help answer these questions too because I haven't heard any of them.
Does everyone get the same question?
No.
Oh,
We
you
can
saved
go
that one for me.
No, we can go for another one.
No,
Yeah.
You just want to stick on that one?
You can do a pass.
So my brain's going like, hey, let's go to a Sunday school church on the screen print T-shirts. I don't know why I'm thinking that.
Okay.
Has nothing to do, but you're philosophical.
I feel very uncomfortable right now.
Some reason I went biblical on it, and that's
you went all biblical on me. Went all Moses on me. No, these are AI-driven, philosophical, random questions to bring up on our podcast in the area of screen printing.
Gotcha.
And they catch people off guard. And then we've had some surprises, like Bruce from Saudi. I was like this dude came to answer this question. It was like his whole life and his philosophy of life just came out on video. And I'm like, maybe this is a good thing. Where other people are just like, no. What the hell is this guy talking about here?
Yeah.
I'm being punked at this point.
I think there's a big aspect of community in screen printing.
A lot.
And you see a lot of screen printers hosting events for other screen printers.
Yes.
And
they're always helping each other. And they all help each other out. I mean, it's like you said, it's community.
Yeah, it's it's a big industry, but it's a really small, tight industry.
Yeah.
And I really like that about it.
Yeah, and it's gotten better. Like when I first got in this industry, we were like lobbing grenades, into the other guys' booths, like literally, setting them up with bad players to go in and just occupy their time so we could snag the people. I'm telling you, it was brutal. It was brutal, but I just thought that's the way business was. It was like Mad Men up in this, but
that's great.
But now, I can look at some competitors that might sell other colored machines, and I really hate them deeply inside, but I don't show it. I smile when I walk by.
Yeah.
It's one of those tight-lipped smiles, right? But no, it is kind of cool that at the end of the day, we're all in this together, and there's a camaraderie.
Yeah.
And then once you get a few beers in you outside, after the show, then you're hugging your enemies. So that's weird to see that sometimes. I hate that guy, but I love you tonight, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well. I don't have anything else, but I appreciate you coming on the podcast, talking to us.
Thank you for including me, for your support.
This is
spreading the word. Thank you, guys.
It's really cool that we're going to get to see those QR codes on the cases.
Yeah.
I guess you're going to send the emails out to everyone.
Yeah, I've got a video that I'll send you, kind of give you a heads up on all the details and everything.
That's going to be a lot of fun. That's cool.
It'll be cool.
But appreciate you coming on the podcast,
thank
talking
you guys.
to us, and hanging out with us.
Man. Yeah, this is fun.
All right.
Cool.
See ya.